Hi everyone, welcome along to December the 4th. This is the 4th day of FlossMas. How are we doing? Try not to get too distracted by the Christmas pudding baubles. One of them is quite a bit more active than the other one, so you'll suddenly find one of them just going a bit more crazy than the other one. Try not to focus on it too much. Right, I have got lots and lots to share with you today. I've got my 3 advent calendars, I've got some past stitching, I've got a start that I had, and I've got a couple of things that you might be interested in looking at, maybe getting a hold of. I've decided that I'm going to start showing you my past stitching as I've done in previous years. So I'm going to start off with the things that I've finished in 2026. So I've got 2 things out that I will show you in due course. The things I finished in, or which are things I finished in February. The things I finished in January were just three small ornaments, and I'm really hoping to get them finished as ornaments so that I can show you them as ornaments this month. So I'm going to leave those rather than showing you them on the sort of strip of fabric that they're on. I'll try and get them finished. Right, I did have a little start. Which one did I start? I started the Crochet to Go Cotton and Twine December box, the 2 Owls of Winter. And I'm stitching it on the called for fabric with the called for threads. And I have just managed to get the bones of the top border done. Now there is actually, which I didn't realise until I looked at the chart, another border on the outside of that in white. And I don't know if I'm going to do that. I didn't know it was there, and I quite liked it without. So we'll see. I'm not sure whether I'm going to do the outermost border in white. We shall see. But I've got a little start on it, so you can see it's not going to be huge. Really, really lovely to stitch. So do go ahead and get the box or the pattern if you would like. I just wanted to take a moment just to apologise for yesterday's video. It might have been a little bit more broken up than usual. My tickly cough was giving me jip yesterday evening. I don't know whether it was because I'd used all my sort of continuous speaking at the parents' evening that night, or whether I just had a sore throat or dry throat, but it just kept tickling me, and so I had to keep stopping and starting. It was it was quite a trial to edit out, actually. So apologies for that. Hopefully tonight will be a little bit better. I did, however, forget my FlossTuber. So I've got 2 FlossTubers for Advent today. The first one, who I was going to do on December the 3rd, was Samantha, the Hygge Stitcher. And she is just fabulous, a real tonic to watch. She finds such joy and she communicates such joy in every part of this hobby, from the stitching to the choosing of the fabrics, the choosing of the threads, the collecting of the charts. Every part of it, she communicates the joy that we all feel really well, probably better than I do most of the time. And it's just really heartwarming to watch, and just sort of grounding. You know why you love doing this hobby when you've watched, see, it's going mad, when you've watched Samantha. So she is my first recommendation. My second recommendation for today's Advent is actually a lady that I've got placed a bit further on in the FlossMas, but she sent me a Christmas card. It arrived today. So this is Stacey. Stacey is the 911 Stitcher. And she sent me this lovely Christmas card, which I was so overjoyed to receive. She's got her lovely dogs there and her cats. And just nice to have something from across the pond. Now Stacey is a fabulous floss tuber. I've watched her for a really long time, and she stitches so much different stuff. That's really good English, Michelle. Excellent. A wide variety of projects is what Stacey stitches. Different counts, different styles, samplers, more modern things, ornament, all sorts of things. And she's always got something new to say. She's got her finger on the pulse of cross stitch as well. And so she's always showing new things. Even if she doesn't stitch them, she's showing them. So one not to be missed. Let's have a look at the first Advent box. I'm going to do them in the same order again. The first advent box that I've been showing is the one from Northumberland Sampler House, and I am still taking out things of which we've been able to see, so nobody's surprise is getting spoilt. And this is a fabulous, I call them ring bling, but please don't Google that, fabulous ring bling of Elizabeth Lincoln. It's the top corner of the project, probably where I'll end up starting her. And I've got a little jingly bell and a little, let me try and isolate them a little bit so you can see them better, a little snowflake charm. And I really like this one, a holly charm. Look at that, and it stops dingling about. So beautiful to keep the threads on, and I can't wait to put those all on thread drops so that I can start her properly. I'm going to force myself to put the threads on thread drops properly, because I'm very much the sort of person that if the project starts in chaos, it will stay in chaos, and I do not want my beautiful sampler to be in chaos. So I am gonna, before I start, I'm going to put those threads onto thread drops, not bobbins, thread drops. So yesterday I couldn't speak for coughing. Now I just can't seem to find any words. Beautiful. Can you imagine what trouble my students have? Okay, let's have a look at a couple of finishes that I finished earlier this year. The first one is by the Blue Flower, and it's called Magpie and the Moon. And it's a little bit blown out in this light, I have to admit, but I loved stitching this. It's on a very pale blue fabric, and I'm not sure I can tell you what it is. If you're, oh, I can. It is a Fox and Rabbit fabric of the month called Turquoise, I think. And you can just see the moon just there. It does show up better in real life. I picked my own colours pretty much, I think. And I finished it in this faux bamboo frame. Love magpies. I love magpies. Those of you who've seen any of my designs this year, you'll know magpies do feature. So there was that one. Another of my finishes was perhaps one of my biggest finishes that I've had recently. This is called Little Birds by Modern Folk Embroidery. And it is a Quaker style. And I just love that alphabet. So there's the top, and the middle, and then the bottom. The paragraph on the bottom is not part of the original design. The paragraph on the bottom I added on, and I will read it out to you in just a second. It's stitched on a piece of 36 count Winter Moon, and I really want to buy some more Winter Moon because I just love the colour of it. And I've used two different threads, two different Gentle Arts threads. I think they're Gentle Arts. They're either Gentle Arts or Classic Colourworks. One is called Chili Pepper and one is called Cranberry. You probably can't actually see the difference on the screen, but it sort of goes the orange of Chili Pepper, then the red of Cranberry, then the orange of Chili Pepper, and then the bottom section is stitched in Cranberry as well. And it says, a bird sitting on a branch, a bird sitting on a tree is never afraid of a branch breaking because her trust is not on the branch, but on her own wings. And I love that. I love that quote. So I just need to get this framed now. It's an awkward size. I've made it an awkward size by adding that bit on the bottom. So I think I just need to bite the bullet and order a custom frame for it, because I do really like that one. I'd love to have it hanging. Right, shall we take a look in another advent box? Let's go for, I really do need to have a tidy up tonight, by the way. I think 4 days of advent in one room and, you know, untidied is getting a bit too much. So let's go for day 4. Oops. Oh dear. From the Historical Sample Company. day 4. I do like their jazzy bags. In fact, I like everybody's jazzy bags this year. So what have we got in day 4? Oh, we've got another chart. Oh, a robin. Isn't that lovely? And now we've got all the finishing materials to finish off the design as well. And it comes with the green Ada. And I don't think that would take very long to stitch at all. It hasn't got a stitch count on it actually, but I would guesstimate it's probably no bigger than 40 by 40, maybe 45 by 45. So it wouldn't take very long to stitch. Beautiful. Right, let's pop that in there. What do you need to know about? What do you need to know about? Well, first thing you need to know about is the freebie. Now the freebie is by Blue Ribbon Designs. Whoops. So Blue Ribbon Designs. Now Blue Ribbon Designs, I'm just going to fold this, has done a freebie like this in each of the last 5 years. The current one is the only one that I can find that is still free, but the rest I'm sure are in her Etsy shop. This is 46 by 46, I'm going to tell you that now because I've just seen it. And this one is called Special Delivery. And it is a little rabbit with a little letter. Can you see that there? So it's been finished as a round, sort of flat finish, an ornament style finish, which I really like doing. And it's just beautiful. It's charted for Weeks Dye Works, but has the DMC conversion for it as well. I'm going to put a picture up, whichever side fits best, because I always point to that way and then end up putting it up here. I'll put it where it fits best, of the previous 5 years worth of designs that have been done by Blue Ribbon. So you can see whether you think you might like them as a bit of a collection. The next thing you need to know is about this. Now, I had promised to do this on the 1st of December, but the 1st of December just got a little bit away from me. We need to have a look at this design. This is a new design from the Old Barn Stitching Company, who a lot of you will know as Sammy from Little Loops. This is an original design by Sammy, and I know that she's worked with her friend Deb in the past with reproduction samplers. Deb's got a huge collection of reproduction samplers, but this is an original design by Sammy. I know there is a stitch along for this. I just love that deer. I really like the fact that he's stripy. Normally, I personally wouldn't try and stripe and just stitch in rows with an overdyed thread, but I just love the fact that he's stripy. It looks brilliant, and the design's just so unusual. So this is available from littleloops.co.uk under the Old Barn Stitching Company. Now, if you like this, please do go and get it, because Sammy does such a lot for our community. With Floss Friends, the Facebook group, the retreats, Big Stitch, all sorts of things Sammy is involved in, as well as designing these fabulous charts. So please do go and get it, and I can't wait to start that. I've got all these starts planned. December's not going to be long enough. Now, the other one that you need to go and get is by the Blue Flower. This is called Christmas Cheetahs. Let me put it this way up. Janina's designed quite a lot of Christmas stitching with some weird and wonderful animals. I've stitched a hippo, I've got charts for a bat, I've got charts for a fox, charts for a giraffe. Now we've got cheetahs. Now this chart was $3, and it's only available in December from Blue Flower Stitching website, and it is a fundraiser, and I've had to write it on the back here, a fundraiser for the Animal Ark Wildlife Sanctuary. And the cheetahs on the front are Amani and Jabari, which are 2 cheetah brothers at the sanctuary. So if you want this, you'll have to get it in December, otherwise it won't be available anymore. So $3, come on, that doesn't even really need thinking about, does it? Fabulous, fabulous project. Right, last but not least, we have the box from Corey's Little Shop. There we go. And the grey and white spots. Ooh. Ooh, I say. And inside here, we have got some other threads, which I have actually used these before. Now these, yes they are, before I tell you something that's completely wrong, because I can't say, these are Valdani threads. And I have almost like a dark red chocolate brown and a variegated sort of brown yellow ochre colour. The brown yellow ochre one is called M81 Backyard. My eyesight is absolutely atrocious. And this one is called 813 Brick Dark. So these Valdani threads are different to the Valdanis that you might have seen before. Valdani comes in a couple of different ways. It comes in the little balls, which are very popular for the Rosewood Manor, like winter Quaker, spring Quaker, or autumn Quaker, summer Quaker. These are different. These are 6-stranded cottons sold as skeins. Right, that's it from me. I will be back tomorrow with the 5th of December. Stay classy, Stitchers.